Today we're going to compare the Stokke Yoyo3 and the Nuna Triv Next, two models that, despite being quite different in design, are often considered against each other by parents prioritizing lightweight and small folded size. So let's jump straight into it then, looking at the advantages and disadvantages of each model in turn with regards to child comfort, ease of use, and driving characteristics, before ending with a discussion of which conditions and uses might make one a better purchase over the other. And beginning with the Yoyo, the model clocks in at 6.2 kilos and folds down to 52 by 44 by 18 centimeters. It can take 22 kilos in the seat and 10 kilos in the underslung shopping basket. As far as child comfort is concerned, the Yoyo seat is adjustable between a semi-recline and a relatively upright position, while size-wise, it measures 31 centimeters in width and has a length for the sitting surface, meaning the combined lengths of the backboard and baseboard, of 69 when the seat is upright and 76 when reclined, with the added length coming from a pillow sewn on the inside of the canopy that pops into place when you lay back the seat. A leg rest accessory is also available for extra purchase, which will extend this length a bit and can be useful up until your child is around a year to a year and a half or so. In addition, for older toddlers, the Yoyo also has ample space under the canopy, as well as a front frame mounted footrest that give the model a total length of 112 centimeters when considering these features with use in the upright position. As far as other aspects of the seat are concerned, the Yoyo's textiles are durable and premium feeling and provide ventilation both via a breathable seat back as well as a mesh window in the canopy. The harness is acceptably easy to open and close, but the shoulder straps are unfortunately not tracked and need to be rethreaded to change elevation. As far as the canopy goes, despite not having the common setup of an extra section zipped into the back, there is a long two-panel sun flap that provides decent sun coverage. Lastly, for use with a newborn, the Yoyo has both car seat adapters available that are compatible with a variety of brands, as well as a hard-shelled bassinet and the Zero Plus base, which allows the model to be newborn capable without increasing its folded size. When it comes to parent comfort, the Yoyo's handle stands at a fixed height of 106 centimeters, while the shopping basket is decently sized and accessible for an ultra-compact, though it's still naturally harder to access in comparison to a larger, reversible seat stroller. When it comes to folding, the Yoyo isn't too hard once you get used to it, but the process does require two hands, has two steps, and the front wheels have to be rotated in the correct direction to keep them from getting in the way. When folded, the Yoyo is self-standing, has dimensions that are within the IATA's guidelines for cabin luggage, and is also quite comfortable to carry slung from the shoulder due to the model's slim folded profile and padded shoulder strap. As far as how the Yoyo feels to use, it's sturdily built and has thick bars, but there are a fair number of hinged points that tend to loosen up over time, especially when the model is used regularly over bumpy ground or with too much added weight beyond your kid. As with all ultra compacts, the wheels are a bit on the small side with the Yoyo, 5.3 inches all round, and suspension is minimal, meaning that, though it can handle broken sidewalks, gravel, lawn, and the like when you need it to, long stretches of continuously bumpy ground, such as cobblestone streets, are pretty uncomfortable and will accelerate wear and loosening. Moving on, the Triv Next clocks in at a heavier 8.7 kilos and folds down to a larger 69 by 57.5 by 32 centimeters. It can take the same 22 kilos in the seat, but only 4.5 kilos in the underslung shopping basket. As far as child comfort is concerned, unlike the Yoyo, the Triv Next has a reversible seat frame with an even more vertical upright position and a newborn acceptable near flat recline, at least in Europe and a few other regions, though in some places like the US, Canada, and Australia, it's unfortunately not quite as deep. Size-wise, the Triv Next seat is equally as wide as the Yoyo at 31 centimeters, while a longer backboard and inbuilt adjustable leg rest make the sitting surface significantly longer at 96. That being said, for older kids using the front frame mounted footrest rather than the leg rest, the fact that the Triv Next has a canopy that's flush with the seat back makes for a total longer length that's shorter than the Yoyo's at 104. As far as other aspects of the seat go, the Triv Next textiles are also of decent quality, and there's more ventilation since, in addition to mesh sections in the canopy, the seat liner can also be removed to access a large mesh window in the seat back. The Triv Next harness is easier to use than the yo-yos since the shoulder straps are tracked and the buckle is magnetic, while the canopy is extendable via an extra section zipped in the back, but provides slightly less coverage in my opinion versus the yo-yo sun flap setup. When it comes to the newborn period, again, the recline is acceptable for newborns as the model comes stock in some regions, and Nuna also has a bassinet that can be bought as an extra purchase. With regards to car seats, post adapters are available for the Triv Next in most of the world that give the model the same brand compatibility that you get with the Yoyo, though unfortunately, in the US, Nuna greedily sells the model with a ring adapter that's only compatible with their own seats. Looking at parent comfort, the Triv Next handle is adjustable in height between 96 and 106 centimeters, allowing it to be positioned lower than the yo-yos, but not higher, while the shopping basket, despite having less weight capacity, is larger and easier to access. Looking at folding, the Triv Next is significantly easier than the yo-yo, involving a two-step, one-handed process, and when folded, the model similarly self-stands, and though it lacks a shoulder strap and is heavier than the yo-yo, is also quite comfortable to carry via the same strap used to activate the fold. The Triv Next folded dimensions are too large for the IATA's cabin luggage guidelines, but the model is still small enough to be gate checked with a lot of airlines. And I'd note that these days, with airlines having generally reduced their luggage requirements below the IATA's guidelines, it's frankly necessary to gate check the yo-yo with a lot of carriers as well. As far as the general feel of using the Triv Next goes, the model is of course a bit larger than the yo-yo, which gives it advantages with storage, as well as makes it feel safer with newborns in my opinion, though it's also quite lightweight for its size, which is the result of having pretty skinny bars that make the model feel more fragile than the yo-yo, bending and straining more when steering, especially when used with an older child. When it comes to driving, the wider rear frame makes the model more comfortable to steer than the yo-yo, while the Triv Next's significantly bigger wheels, 6.7 inches in the front and 8.7 in the back, as well as better shock absorption, make it also much more comfortable to use over any sort of rough ground, giving it the ability to tackle rougher cobblestones and off-roading when you need it to. Though that being said, as with the yo-yo, overuse in such environments is similarly likely to accelerate loosening, and overall, the Triv Next will feel even shoddier down the road than the yo-yo if used too roughly. So which one of these should you get then? With these models, it depends a lot on your intended use in my opinion, where, for a heavily car-based lifestyle, my preference generally lies with the Triv Next for its easier fold and more versatile terrain capability for handling different sorts of outings, while the yo-yo will generally be the better choice for life on foot in an urban environment, provided that the roads aren't too rough, due to its better durability and the fact that it's more comfortable to carry if you need to take public transport. The yo-yo is also generally my favorite choice for travel, as a result of its much smaller folded size. Though that being said, if you're traveling to a rougher holiday destination with lots of dirt roads or cobblestones, then the Triv Next can often be the better choice. In any case, we hope you found this video interesting. If you'd like to know more about either of these models, we have standalone reviews that go into a lot more detail, and links have been added in the description. In addition, if you're currently shopping for a stroller, we have a buyer's guide on our Patreon page which lists a wide range of models that we recommend, with a lot of technical and lifestyle related information. You can find it by following the link in the description as well. Thank you.